Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Air Hauler with me, your herd 37. So we're down here in Buenos Aires, SAEZ, and in this way, I was hoping that we would get some jobs, like going over to SBGL, which is Rio de Janeiro. I just noticed this right here. There is one going over there. I can't click on that job. You could do, well, I guess what we'll just go ahead and do is I'm going to move this thing. Just fly it, no cargo or anything. We'll just fly over to Rio de Janeiro. Because it's our base and I want to fly out of Rio de Janeiro. I really like that airport. We've got tons of scenery for it. It's got, from Paulo, Ricardo, I think it's called Mega Rio de Janeiro X, which I believe is from 2012. And then we got the airport from TropicalSim, which is like, I think, SBGL 2016, I'm wanting to say. So I want to fly out there, and I think they did actually have a really good job that we could take back to, I believe, Daytona Beach. Let's see if I can click on Rio de Janeiro. Oh, no, it's Fort Myers. Because we have scenery for Fort Myers. KRSW. There might have been some other stuff. Montreal's a little bit too far. We could just barely get to Fort Myers. So I think maybe, yeah, I think the Daytona Beach one was actually from Buenos Aires. But I didn't want to fly. I wanted to, go to Rio de Janeiro first. We could do this as well. To City on Rio de Janeiro. Was it EZDok? Let's see if that's there. SBGL. Well, it pays 90 grand, but I think the best thing is just, well, I mean, that's the best thing. I'm already planned to go over, just straight over to Rio de Janeiro. I already got the whole flight plan and everything, so that's what we'll go ahead and do. We didn't even make any money, I don't think, going to Buenos Aires, so I'm not worried about it. We got tons of money. It doesn't really matter. Heck, you could have taken that one, I guess, too. I pay 72 grand, but yeah, I think we'll just go ahead and fly on over to Rio de Janeiro. I've already got it loaded up with fuel and everything. So let's go ahead and fly airport to fly aircraft to airport by myself. SBGL. And we'll move this up to all. There we go. Galileo, Antonio, I don't know. C, Orbx, I can't speak Portuguese at all. So let's go over here. It's actually about 1141 with the SID and the star. And so we've got 400 miles worth extra of fuel. So we'll go ahead and do this at day flight. Shouldn't be too long. I'll just make it like 11 o'clock. That's fine. And with that, let's go ahead and move on over to the plane. Alright, everybody, here you are at the plane. Beautiful Buenos Aires. Nice scenery around here. Nice amount of planes and stuff. I really like that. I love having planes around because it makes it so much, makes it look so much better. Alright, so let's get this thing set up. I just noticed it doesn't have the right fuel, which was kind of odd. So we actually need to start off with 20,160 pounds. So that's actually about 43%. And it did get the payload correct though, because there's like nobody in here, so that's good. Alright, let's go down here. I got the make sure I got my parking brake on. Yep, got the parking brake on. Let's go over here to FMC. And that update is not out. I literally just updated it. Yeah, up to to 1713. I thought I put 1710 in there. I have to check that. That's kind of odd. Reference airport SAEZ. I need to make sure that thing installed correctly at AirX cycle. Hopefully that doesn't screw this up. Hopefully we still got the same SID and star in here. SBGL, activate and execute. Let's see departures and arrivals. We're going to take off on runway 11. And it will be PTA 6B, transition at Dorvo. So that one worked, and hopefully this one works as well. We're going to take the ILS on runway 28. And it will be, let's see, EPG I-1B. Transition, is it SEDBU? Please tell me it's SEDBU. ACNUB. It doesn't have ACNUB in there. Damn it. hopefully that will still work. I wonder if this will come over to ACNUB. Well, because ACNUB was actually on the thing. So hopefully that'll work. Alright, so let's go back over here. Let's get our zero fuel weight. Reserves will say 3. Cost index I'll put at 80. And we'll just, I was going to say 35,000. Let's just go to 35,000. We could go to 41. I'll leave it there. We won't do a D-rate takeoff or anything. Let's see, let's put flaps. We can just say 5 because we don't have any cargo or anything. Trim 4.14. That actually looks good, pretty much right there. V2 123. There we go. And let's check this out. Approach speed 116. Let's see. Yeah, it's got everything here. $121. Alright, so it looks like it's got us slowing down appropriately. That's what I'm most worried about. So that all looks good. Let's go up. Well, before I do that. Alright, so TCAS is on. Heading of the runway 110. Radios for the minimums. And let's step through this just to make sure. Yeah. Enlarge that a little bit. There we go. I want to see what happens. Alright, so ACNUB, and it goes straight up. It looks like that's probably how it should go. Alright, so SEDMU, we got vectors in here. Alright, so hopefully, yeah, that should be good. I don't like that necessarily, but that should be okay there. And we got those vectors out of there. Glad I stepped through that. I probably wouldn't have seen those vectors. Alright. Parking brake coming off. Let's see, our runway 11, so it'll be over to our left. And so I don't know if we can taxi around there or if we have to go out. Looks like we can taxi there. Out and around. I think I can, because that is the runway, I do believe, right there. Or is it? I'm not sure. Alright. Go ahead and push back. Set this to 35,000. Turn on the flight directors. Arm VNAV LNAV. Brakes and go in RTO. Go ahead and set the flaps to 5. I think everything looks good here. I think we're all set. Yeah, because up, definitely up and to the left, unless it's this one right here, unless it's just right over here. No, it's got to be the diagonal because we're pretty much almost lined up with it perfectly right now. Boeing 737 just flying around down here in South America. Alright, the pushback is going to take us awkwardly, so we'll just go ahead and cancel that out. Taxi light is on. There we go. I hit pause and it brought our sounds back. I always, for some reason, I had been thinking that you go out and back in, but actually if you hit pause, it works really well. You can see how it brought those engine sounds back instead of just like the ventilation cockpit sounds. Yeah, I think we're going the right way. I don't know how far out here to go. To get to the runway. I think it is a little bit further on. I can see the sign right there, so we could probably, I mean, I don't know exactly how much runway we need. So we'll just go all the way to the end. We're not very heavy or anything. We get back on the way, on the taxi line here. I'll take my hands off. And onward to SBGL, Rio de Janeiro. I guess I kind of wish I would have seen those other two flights. I could have just positioned myself over there. This isn't really a position flight, and I'd never show those. The only thing is, I really wanted to go here, and it's Rio de Janeiro, one of our bases where we have lots of scenery for and everything, so I was like, I should show that. I was really hoping it would generate a job going to it, but it didn't, unfortunately. But oh well. I mean, it costs us money, but at this point, as much money as the company has, it's no big deal, no problem. Just my mic. It's like there's nothing around here in Buenos Aires, at least not in the immediate vicinity of the airport, which I guess is a good thing. Nobody wants to live near it. And I believe Rio de Janeiro, I believe this airport is right out on the water. There's another airport in Rio de Janeiro, which I think is in a more, I wouldn't say it's in a real dense area, but I don't know. I don't think I've ever flown to it. Someone made a really good FSX video, I think with scenery, actually going to that airport. It's actually pretty cool. Difficult approach. SBNT maybe? Is that the ICAO code? We'll stop here. Landing lights, strobes. I should have already turned the anti-collision on. I was thinking that was strobes for some reason. I don't see anyone out that way or this way. Flaps are set, brakes are RTO. So I guess we could just do a rolling takeoff. Auto throttles armed. All right. Advance those throttles. Toga.
V1. V1. V2.
Positive rate, gear coming up. Flaps going to 1. That's how fast we get up. See, those go off, and I'm not sure why. That happened last time. Flaps up. Alright, now both of those are good to go. Hey, it clicked it off again now, but I got it to come back. That's weird. I'm not sure why that does that. Flaps are totally retracted. We're already at 220 knots. Ah, that's looking pretty dense near the airport. Take a look outside. openLC South America. I can't remember exactly. Is it maybe TropicalSim who does Buenos Aires as well? And it kind of looks like that's their scenery, and they kind of, with the green, they kind of blended it out actually fairly nicely, if that's actually how it did. Because so many, it just looks like a big square, but they actually kind of blended it out a little bit better. Because I'm sure that's Orbx sceneries right there. Like, see, I don't really like how that happens in some areas. Wow, that place is freaking huge. Looks really good, though. Really good. Increase the range here. Cross 7,000 feet. Over to 35,000. Here can go off. Taxi light can go off. Let's take a look here at the FMC. It's 14:20 and we're expected to be there at 16:57, so about 2.5 hours or so. Not bad. Alright, cross 10,000. We'll take the landing lights off. And we can now speed up. No more 250 knot restriction. Oh, that place is really dense, man. Buenos Aires. By the way, I don't know if I already said it, we're one from the right. So I think it's very dense for both. Not extremely dense. I was a little worried about the scenery. The Rio de Janeiro, although I started it up and we were getting a 30 on the frame rate, so it should be fine. Probably could have taken it extremely dense. But I laid off it. Looks really, really good. Might have to like make use of that in a video. Although I'd like to come in this way because the scenery would look so much better coming in that way. Just better views and everything with having scenery underneath you. Alright, coming up on 15,000 feet. There's really nothing much more to see. Getting over towards the edge of it here now. Alright, so I guess we'll just go ahead and speed her on up, and I'll be right back in just a little bit. Alright, everybody, slowing her down to normal speed here. Just about to come up on 10,000 feet. There's that scenery, man. That looks good. That looks real good. We were flying the 777 around here, I remember. That looks really nice. And the airport is going to be up on the right. I don't know if that's it up there on the peninsula or what. You see it's still up and to the right. Coming up on 10,000 feet. It says drag required. Let me check one thing real quick. 108. There's a 113, 128. That'll work. Let's go ahead. Landing lights. Taxi light. Heading to the runway is 276. Auto brakes set to 2. Speed brake is out and armed. Shouldn't say out, it's armed. Frame rates are at 25, 26. It'd be nice if that actually stayed there. I kind of doubt it will. Go ahead and move that range down. Everything's in view here. So the airport is almost directly across from us. I don't know if we'll actually be able to see it. I don't know if... I think it's that right there. Can't be for sure. Hopefully we can nail this landing. I've only been to Rio de Janeiro a couple times. I remember one was really... If I remember badly, I don't know if it was real bad, but I was not happy with it. If I remember correctly, we actually landed there at night. It looks really good. And there, I don't know if that's maybe that, there's like a famous bridge over there and all that. I don't know where anything in Rio actually is. Like that bridge, and then there's like Christ the Redeemer. I don't remember what mountain or anything that's on. Obviously, it's not going to be out here. It's over, I think, isn't it near the water, I think. Alright, so we need to get our flaps out. You can see it's kind of stalling right there. Doesn't want to go any slower. Although it's only 108, because the approach speed we're already down, what is that, 160? Don't see a decel point. So it wants it at 158 at the next waypoint. Should be just about there. Let's go ahead and put the flaps out to 2. Then it'll drop down to 128. Seems like this is like a real long approach. You're lucky if you're out on the right side of the plane. As a passenger, you'll be able to see everything. Flaps going to 5. So approach speed 113. I just gotta kind of drill that into my head. But it looks like we're on the right runway. When I was looking at it for an FS Commander, the wind didn't really line up with either runway, because I think there's only 2. But I think it lined up a little better with this one. And it looks like we made the right decision. I'm going to go ahead and put the flaps to 10. We're already down to 138 knots. It's just kind of a weird little turn right there. I think you just come straight over here, but whatever. If that's how it does it, does it. I like the whole collar and everything that they did. It's really nice, really nicely done. Yeah, see 30 with not a whole lot of scenery in front of you. Alright, we're about to turn. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and put this to 276. Mute my mic for 1 second. Alright, I'm back. Trying to see the airport. I'm thinking it's that right there. It seems like it. That's why I don't like that loop. I would rather come over here. Looks like you've only actually got a few miles to turn into it right there. Put some more flaps out. I'm going to go ahead and drop the gear as well. Probably a little premature on the gear, but I don't want to get the gear out over here. You don't want to put the gear out while you're turning, although we're slightly actually turning right now. It just seems like we're not going to have a whole lot of time there. Looks like that's the main part of the city over there. Still 30 on that frame rate. It'll come down. For sure. More flaps, and then we've got 2 more notches to go. Let's make sure it's still 113. 108, 108, so it is 113. Now, I don't know if we'll even have time to use the ILS or not, or if we'll just get lined up and it'll take over. Which seems like a quick approach here. .6 miles of the turn. Yeah, there's the main part. I guess Chrysler Redeemer would probably be somewhere over in there. I don't know. I didn't realize the airport was this far away from the main area of Rio. Although there's a whole lot of Rio over here as well. Alright, here comes the turn. And see, we're not even going to have like maybe 5 miles to the runway. There she be. Feels like we're really pitching up bad here. Hit approach hold. She's bringing the nose down. Man, she was like, that was pitching up bad. Now it feels like she's bringing the nose way down way too much. Alright, now she's gonna flatten out. Jiminy Christmas. That had me worried for a second. Are we gonna like go down into the ocean? What the heck's going on? Auto throttle's coming off. Alright, we're at full flaps. Speed coming down.
Traffic.
Oh, come on, man. That's the last thing we need. $1,000. Autopilot is off. Speed coming down. Feels like we're off a little bit. Alright, we're coming back to the right. We're going to get blown over there. We actually, now it's saying the wind is completely opposite of what I wanted. When as we were coming out over the other side, it said it was perfect. We're slightly fast, but I'm fine with that. I'd rather be fast than a little too slow. As you can see, we're actually low. I thought we were actually coming in really nice. I'm kind of surprised it says slow. Speed's looking pretty good. Off the throttles.
50, 30, 20, 10.
Alright. Manual braking. It wasn't the best. It kind of seemed like we had to drop down real quick there at the end. Like I was looking from the edge of the runway to that like touchdown point. Man, it seemed really short. And we were coming in low and it seemed short. And I don't know. We came down kind of quick, but I think I might have saved it there at the end. I'm not really sure. So it didn't seem great, but it didn't seem that bad. I'll have to look at the replay to really tell that. Alright, auto brakes are off. Track the spoilers. Landing lights can come off. I'm going to go ahead and turn the APU on. Strobes are off. Stop the recording. There we go, right over there. I don't know how exactly. I don't think I want to text you. That's kind of a tight turn right there, so maybe this. But I'm afraid, is that the runway? See, that other taxiway is going to be just as tight. That turn right there is going to be just as tight as this one. But we need to come up over here. I hear some. Oh, that's us. That was our APU starting up. I heard that noise. That was us. Flight directors can go off. Yeah, see, that was a really tight turn. TCAS is off. Alright, I think we've got everything set now. There's American Airlines. I can't remember the airline around here. There was TAM, but I thought something... Maybe TAM bought somebody out or something like that. Maybe it's TAP, I don't know. You see that maintenance building over there, TAP. I'm pretty sure there was TAM. Oh, I'm trying to steer. I don't know if they're still in business or what. I thought that was like the national carrier or something. Yeah, I want to see that replay because we were coming down quick, but then I thought I saved it with the flare. We were probably pitched up pretty bad as well. Because we were coming down kind of low and slow. Might have been too much. Alright, I have no idea. I thought this was going to be the terminal over here. This is obviously not the terminal. Maintenance and engineering. We're still going to park here, but where is the freaking terminal? Unless this is the terminal's on the actual other side. We're still going to park here because that's what's available to us. I ain't going clear around the airport to get to the other side. So the taxiway splits to the right to go over to that planes and splits to the left. Maybe we go to the left. Or you could go to the right and go straight up over there. Looks like that building is actually open. We're gonna park right over here. Because why not? Why not park here? Parking brake coming off. Taxi light coming off. Go ahead and cut the fuel. Make sure everything is off. Off and off. Clicking because OCD. Alright, so the APU is still running, which is what I want, because I gotta start those engines here in a second. Let's go back over to air hauler. There we go. Alright, so finish flying. Turn the job screen. What are you talking about? We're at the airport. That's weird. We're at the right airport. That's kind of weird. Alright, so let's just make sure. This guy was kind of weird what was saying there. SBGL. Yeah, that was kind of weird. That kind of scared me there for a second. Like, those guys say that I flew to a wrong airport or something. Oh, there it is. Rio de Janeiro. Fort Myers. Got 48 hours to do it. It's within our weight. Wait, is that it within our weight? No, it isn't. We're 24,000. Oh, hell. That's way too heavy. Oh, man. That's kind of a... Rio de Janeiro? I've heard of that before. That's a long flight. Man, that's a long flight. Oh, hell, that's freaking in Colombia. Man, I was going to go to Fort Myers, and I just realized it's 66,000. This one can carry that. We can't. Damn it. So now what? We might have to just leave it. Because there's nothing here. I'll have to not fly anything and let it regenerate with our plane here. I'll make something for us. That's horrible. For Indianapolis. We could take that. We'd have to go over and get it. Oh, it's to Sao Paulo. Oh man, that sucks. Yeah, because that would have to jump in the other 737, which is at Wichita. That's not near as fun as here. Or maybe we just have to go over that for a flight or two. Well, that screws up the plan. That's kind of a cool flight right there over to Myrtle Beach. We got to sit here for that. So that would be cool. Montreal, but man, that was it FlightSim or whoever made that Montreal? That is such a great airport, and you cannot get a frame rate on that for nothing. I don't know why, but that's like one airport that I can't do because it's so hard because the frame rate drops so low. It will OOM no matter what, it seems like. That might be the next one, to Myrtle Beach. Wichita, so we can just switch over to that plane. It's still a 737, it's just a little bigger. Then whenever something pops up at Rio de Janeiro, we can go back to it. That's probably what we'll do. Anyhow, that is it for this episode, everybody. I hope you all did enjoy it. I will catch you guys on the next flight.